Does this sound familiar? OMG, this job sucks! I can't believe that's who they cast as my favorite character. The Japanese did it way better. If you watch anime, learn Japanese. This stuff makes my ears bleed. I'll never watch this show ever.
This is my 2 cents. Hello my loveys, how are you today? Now, for those who've been in the anime community long enough, know about one main source of conflict between anime fans. The sub-dub debate. Now, you go on to any video on Funimation's YouTube channel, or any other channel for that matter that have anime, and you'll find that one long string of comments where someone just downright hates dubs and will only watch subs, and those who feel the need to defend their love of the dub.
Granted, we all have our preferences. We're going to enjoy one thing over the other, some more than most, but that's beside the point. It's good that you are passionate about something and will do everything you can to show your support of it. But what do you do when you find an opposition towards what you enjoy doing? You have a few options. First, violently defend your passion with all the rage you can muster against those who dare challenge you. Give a heartfelt and stirring comment of how much you enjoy it and that it should be given a fair chance. Or just shrug it off and move on with your life.
In this case for anime, I have seen more people get into arguments over which sounds better, the English or the Japanese. Many people often complain that sometimes certain voice actors just don't fit certain characters, namely their favorite. A lot of people are also afraid that the story can get lost in translation and will suffer because of it. Or people are just so used to the Japanese dub that no English voice actor will ever be adequate.
As far as casting goes, those in charge have to consider a lot when finding the right voice for a certain character. Can this person bring it to life? Do they have the right performance in mind? And it's all done with their voice. The show has already been animated, the facial expressions are there, so it's up to the English voice actors to convey the same emotion the character is already expressing in English. Voice actors have to audition just like any actor would for a role, and the casting department makes the choice they feel best suited for each character. Are they going to get it right? That depends on who you ask. Whenever there's a new show that is going to get dubbed and when the English cast gets announced, there will be those who agree with the choices totally, partially, or not at all.
And a lot of times, the way the line is spoken in English may not be the way the English subtitle says it. This is where the lost in translation fear comes in. It's understandable. Nobody wants to see the story suffer because of mistranslations. I'm sure dubbing companies like Funimation have a team of writers who work very hard to keep the story intact while trying to present it to an English-speaking audience. You can't have literal translations of every phrase. I mean, if you've taken a foreign language class and you've seen what certain phrases really mean, you have to ask yourself, would I say it this way in English? Chances are probably not. And that's what these writers have to do. Write a script that has dialogue that sounds natural in English and is still on par with a certain character's traits.
And really, if the Japanese didn't want to share this with the rest of the world, Funimation, Viz Media, and other dubbing companies wouldn't exist. So why would some people not like dubs so much? I think the main reason is too many bad dubs. It's very easy to spot one. Bad writing, bad voice acting, terrible animations, you name it. And some of it is justified, like the infamous 4Kids One Piece. But you can't let a few bad dubs spoil the really good ones. For example, Death Note, Fairy Tail, Full Metal Alchemist, or on High School Host Club. I could be here all day. And think about this. If you have a younger sibling, cousin, niece, nephew, anyone that's a kid, and you want to introduce anime to them, be honest. What kid is going to sit through a subtitled episode and be expected to read and enjoy it? I'm sure there are rare exceptions to this, but it would be better to use the English dub first, and then introduce them to the Japanese dub when they are old enough and can appreciate it. Having the English dub makes this medium more approachable and allows for growth. If enough people buy up anime DVDs, which include both the dub and sub versions of the show, that speaks to the creators that people outside of Japan love their stuff and want to see more. I predict that anime will become a little more mainstream. Hey, if it happened to comics, it can happen to anime.
Me personally, I prefer to watch the English dub. I'm able to enjoy the show a lot better when it's in a language I can understand. I might watch a subtitled series if I really want to see it, but more often than not, I just wait for the English dub. Now don't get me wrong, I don't hate subs. I mean, I think they're just as important. It's good to see the Japanese performance and be able to compare them to how the English does. One other thing that just boggles my mind is when someone who prefers to watch subtitled anime decides to leave a very negative comment against those who enjoy dubs on a dubbed anime video and just criticize it for no other reason other than it's in English. You really need to have some sort of valid point there if you're going to comment on that. Otherwise, just don't comment at all. To blatantly tear into someone for no real reason other than stroking whatever ego trip you're on to combat some sort of inferiority complex because someone enjoys something more than you do and they feel okay with it? Yes, you have your right to an opinion. Just don't be a jerk about it. Now's the time for your 2 cents. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think. And remember, please be respectful of other people's opinions and don't say anything you wouldn't say outside the internet. Have an idea for a topic? Leave me a comment or send me a tweet, #my2cents. Thank you, my loveys. Have a good one.